The countdown to the start of the Texas high school football season is so close to reaching zero. Today we preview the first week's contest. Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Tyler Sloan. Your favorite McKinney ISD football coaches are back and ready to talk about the preparation for this season and the expectations ahead. Coach Jeff Smith and the McKinney Lions brace themselves for Mansfield Legacy. Coach Don Drake readies the Boyd Broncos to face Mesquite Horn, and Coach Mike Fetchie grooms the North Bulldogs for a date with Carrollton Newman Smith. Bring the pigskins out and let them fly. It's McKinney ISD football on Sports Talk. McKinney ISD football season is getting ready to start, and I'm here with head coach Jeff Smith of the McKinney Lions as they prepare for this season. And Coach, great to have you back on Sports Talk. It's definitely been a good spring and summer practice for your team. Talk about the transition from last year's team into this new crop that you're going to bring out this week.
You know, every year you lose, some seniors to graduation, and we lost some good ones. Every year we do, but last year's class was a great group, and they're off at college doing that thing now, so we wish them well. But at the same time, we're always really excited to get the young guys going and seeing who's going to step into roles and battle and see where it all shakes out. And we had a great spring, had a great spring practice schedule, and the kids did a really good job. And summer went well with performance course and 7-on-7 and just staying sharp. And I saw our kids grow a lot through those things that we did, and to prepare us for right now, for the first week. And we're excited to get started. You prepare starting August the 12th, and you're ready for 2 days to finish and start a schedule and get the first week of school going. So we're excited to be where we're at. We got some new young guys that are ready to step up and start leading this team.
Let's talk about some of those new guys. You play a junior quarterback this year. Brian Sutter is going to get the start Friday night, and he replaces Robert Somborn, who had a really outstanding year last year. And talk about what his strengths are as a quarterback and what he needs to work on to get to that level that Somborn was at.
Yeah, he was our JV starting quarterback last year, Brian was, and did a really good job, and has had a good career since he was young and is at the quarterback position. But he hasn't played Friday night, and he got to scrimmage last week, which was really good for him, just to see some looks and get some experience, and that's what he needs. That's what our team needs. We have some guys in those positions that need a lot of live reps, that need to see some Friday night football, and it was good for Brian, But I think that's really what he needs. He needs those reps against Friday night live action. But he's done well. He's gotten better, progressively better. Being a young quarterback that's kind of getting going, there's going to be some good and there's going to be some things that we got to pull over and talk to him about, and that's within a young quarterback, and that's just the part of growing. And so he's doing a good job. The thing I like about Brian is he's working at it. It's important to him, and he's trying hard, and he's giving great effort. And so we're going to continue to work and try to get better in that position, and Brian's doing his part.
You're going to have some good weapons on your team for Brian to work with. I know both Tommy Candela and Dalen Willis they're both not going to be available for the first couple of games, but he does have TV Williams from the get-go to work with, and TV is a guy who has committed to Kentucky, which is a big step for him, and he's really that deep threat that any team has to be worried about.
He's done a great job. He had a great spring, probably the best spring he's had since he's been at McKinney High. I remember TV when he was just an 8th grader about to come over. That was my very first year at McKinney, and that whole group of seniors that we have now, I've had them since they were freshmen, and so this is kind of a special group to me because they've been mine the whole time. And TV had a great year last year. Caught 10 touchdowns and had over 800 yards receiving, and so we just need to get him the ball and in space and extend hopefully extend the defense by using his speed and athleticism, and so having him back with that receiving core is big for us, and we really need him to step up and carry this core and really help this offense get rolling.
You've had to do a little bit of reshuffling on the line, especially on the defensive part of the ball. A lot of offensive linemen returning, but you've also moved some offensive linemen over to defense to play a little on that side of the ball.
Yeah, that's sometimes there's a little shakeup in the O&D line. We have kids sometimes that work both, that play both. Troy Taylor did that for us last year. Ty Stone is in that situation this year. He was our starting left tackle and did a really good job as a sophomore, and would, by all accounts, probably start again somewhere on the offensive line this year. But we just needed him on defense a little bit more, and so we moved him over. But yeah, we've got Cooper Carson. David Tachi's a big right guard that we've had. He's been a 3-year starter for us that is really going to anchor that offensive line. But we feel good about that group, that they just are going to get better. And, that's what the offensive line has to do is really be a tight unit that works together. And we've got 2 O-line coaches that do a really good job with them. And so that needs to be an area that we lean on heavily, is that offensive line in that group. And so we're excited about the guys we have up there and kind of what they're doing and where they're going. And we'll see how we do this week.
You have a couple of key defensive pieces back in Keenan Samuel and also Ross Chan over there in the middle of that defense, and they're going to be important for leading that group moving forward.
Yeah, we have a few more spots to fill on defense than we do on offense. Just from graduation, we graduated some, Matt Reynolds and Max Simpson and some, Isaac Luviano, some guys on the O&D or on the defensive line at the linebacking core mostly. And so Ross Chan, the middle linebacker, played a good bit last year, especially toward the end of the year, and he'll be filling the inside backer position. Kenan Samuel's a 3-year starter defensive end, and he's just got tremendous work ethic. He's one of our leadership council guys, and he's got everybody buying in defensively to get the job done. And we moved Ty Stone over as well, and he's going to play the other defensive end, maybe a little linebacker for us. And on the back end, we got John Trell Rockamore, and John Trell has been also played it since he was a sophomore. He's got a couple of offers. He's a good player, really good player, and smart kid. And so getting him back there to line us up, and I think that's going to be a good thing. So we've got some good young players on the defense that we're excited about, and getting them some reps, and it's going to be exciting to see how they grow.
You take on Mansfield Legacy here in this Week 0 matchup. You beat them last year in a real shootout of a game. Coming into this year's game, where do you really see your team strongly matching up against them? Where are the points you feel like are going to be your strong suit?
Well, Mansfield Legacy is going to be a great challenge. I mean, they're returning 9 and 10 on both sides of the ball. They were pretty young last year, and last year was kind of a shootout with us that we ended up winning down the stretch. But this year they're going to have a veteran team that they're bringing over here. They're very athletic, and so it's going to be a great test. As far as our team, we're going to lean heavily on that offensive line. We've got to really run the football well, and bring our young quarterbacks along. Not have them have to win the game. We just need them to manage the game and get the job done. And so that's what we're going to try to do on offense. Defensively, they run the ball very well. So we've got to do a really good job, and which is no different in our district. Everybody runs the ball well, and that's what people do. And so, we've worked really hard at that. I feel very good about our secondary play and who we have back there and how they're playing. I think that's a strength of our defense right now. But I'm excited to see it kind of come all together and see where we're at. And this will be a great test. It'll be a great spot to see where we're at. Obviously, we want to win that game and get off to a good start. And we're playing at home, so that'll be a great thing this first Friday night. But it's going to be a challenge, and we're excited about it.
You had a sneak peek of what you can expect Friday night. Last week in your scrimmage, what happened in that scrimmage that gives you the positive vibes about this upcoming game?
We saw some good things, and we saw some things we need to work on. That's kind of what a scrimmage is all about. It's like a practice, but it's against someone else. And we did do some game-like scenarios and situations. We played some live quarters, and we did a control section. And I saw us do some really good things at times on both sides of the ball. How we lined up and how we covered and made plays on defense, on offense, how we executed certain plays. But we also made mistakes. We turned the ball over in the live quarters. We had a 14-0 lead or a 2-touchdown lead and kind of let them back in. They ended up scoring 3 down the stretch, which came from just some of our own mistakes and also them executing. And so in 0 week, it's all about, who makes the fewest mistakes and who has the fewest penalties and who executes the best and who's in good shape and those types of things. And so, we've got to really tighten some things up and fix some of those things that we saw in the scrimmage to be successful.
Also wanted to talk to you about something I found very fascinating, which is the character curriculum that your coaches has helped create not only for this program but for other programs to use. It's called A Football Journey. And talking about, in this day and age where so many of the big standout football players, their characters are questioned through the media and whatnot, and talk about what this book or collection of books does for these high school players in helping them mature as men.
Well, it's a great tool. I'll say this, though. MISD, we have a character curriculum that we've used the last few years that we've implemented, that we do daily, lessons and quotes and that we use. And so the district's got that in place. And so we've got a couple of tools. That's one that we use daily that every coach at McKinney ISD uses, that Coach Pratt put in place. It's great. And we do that daily. And then the football journey is a tool that we use, and it's kind of per year, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, that kind of focuses on their issues a little bit. It's only one lesson per week, usually before a game, but it also has places for them to keep some of their information and just things about the year. So it kind of becomes a collection of the year. And so it's a neat deal. And obviously, like MISD, like Coach Pratt, like Coach Drake and Coach Fetchy, character is something that's important to all of us. And we want to teach football, but we want to teach life skills, and we want to teach character. And hopefully, when they graduate, they're going to be great men. And that's the goal. We want to win games. We want to be successful on Friday night, but character is a big part of what we do, and we want to teach that. And so having tools like what we use in MISD, but also a football journey is another tool that we use, and we're excited about that. I think a lot of schools are buying into that, and just another chance for us to pour into kids life lessons. And so we're excited about it.
Yeah, it's something I find really cool as well. Coach Smith, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck Friday night against Mansfield Legacy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Again, the McKinney Lions, they open up at home at Ron Post Stadium against Mansfield Legacy Friday night. That is a 7:30 game.